Hello, before this video starts, I would just like to say that, this video is gonna go over, like, the most basic Rise of Nations things. Barely any of this will be useful to you unless you literally just started playing the game yesterday. I will be making another video tomorrow with a slightly more advanced guide, and, like, this is just gonna be the first part in a series of guides for different skill levels of players until you eventually hit, like, a master tier player. So anyway, with that aside, let's start the video. So when you just start the game, you will be needed with this screen. It'll show your experience, which will probably be very near 0 if you're watching this. It'll show you the server ID. This doesn't serve much of a purpose unless you're reporting someone for doing a bad boy thing. Or you want to play with someone who isn't your friend in your server. That's really all a server ID does. And then there's the country selection. The silver bar beside a flag here is what will show if it's a regional power. A regional power is someone in the top 20 in the country rankings. The rankings are based off of your economy, your population, your manpower, and your stability. And I think also war exhaustion, but don't quote me on that. The yellow here is superpower. These are the top 3. The starter superpowers are China, India, and the United States. So anyway, let's get on to this tutorial. Also, by the way, there's this random country button, which will just give you random country. Let's get on with this. We're going to be Canada for this tutorial, as I live in Canada, so a bit of national pride ain't hurting. So, what you might want to do is, how do I fight? How do I make an army? So you click on a city, and then you get this interface. You can build roads, see your resources, and buildings. These 3 will be useless for this tutorial. Again, this is very, very bare basics tutorials. So you want to click on units, and then you see a bunch of units. The ones with a blue bar beside it are for your navy, aka ships, etc. The green are air, for the sky. And then the yellow are for the ground. So let's make some infantry. You can click, and it makes some infantry. Very simple. You use this infantry to fight wars. You can also make artillery, which will shoot enemies from a range. Beware, these are more expensive, but they take less manpower. Also, do not let enemy infantry touch your artillery. Your artillery will die. Next, we'll look at the GUI at the bottom. For now, ignore this little part over here. We'll be going in that and my other tutorials. Also, oh my god, I just noticed the FPS is so wrong. Let me fix that. There we go. Still not perfect, but I think it's now at least better. So, we're going to look at the bar down here. There is your flag. You can click on it to manage all your things. This will be very briefly explained here. Then you have your treasury. It shows you your income, which is how much you're making, expenses, which is how much you're spending, and your balance, which is how much money you're making. It's just income subtracting the expenses. So we're making $767,000 per in-game week. The timer is up on there. Alternatively, there's also the news station. Next is your population. Your population is directly tied with how much manpower you have. As we see here, your maximum manpower is 2% of your total population. It'll also show you how much manpower you're gaining and also your current maximum. Over here, we'll show your army statistics. We currently have 140,000 troops, but we have no tanks, no ships, and no aircraft. Next, we'll be talking about the diplomacy interface. So, click on someone's city, and click on the flag that you want to have diplomatic ties with. Alternatively, you can just click on the country, although like this. Although, because I'm in a VIP server to do this tutorial, it is not really a feature here. Also, if you hover over the country's flag like this in the diplomacy menu, it'll say their ranking of the power. As we see here, I'm Canada, and I'm currently the 28th strongest country. So now if we go to America, America is the strongest country. You can form an alliance, although beware if it's an AI, it will automatically get declined. You can declare war, although you will need a justification. You can also send a request to make a country a puppet, although it will automatically fail if it's an AI like this. And even if it's a player, I will doubt they would want to be your puppet. So, you can justify a war goal, and also you can send aid. Alternatively, you can also fund rebels, but this feature is essentially useless. I'm pretty sure it's actually bugged. I'm not really sure if it's bugged or not, but I have a strange feeling it's bugged. So, justify war goal. There's conquest. This is how you take the cities. You can subjugate them, which is making them your puppet, or you can liberate them, which will release all of the countries annexed by them. Liberation is really only important late game, and these two are really the only ones you should do. For now, let's justify a conquest war. Next, while we're waiting for the war to justify, I'll be going over some general facts that you should know when starting Rise of Nations, and also some tips and tricks. If you hold control, and then drag across the screen like this, you can select all of the cities in that radius, allowing you to mass produce troops very easily. In the in-game world, you will be the only country, like the player, will be the only country with a white on red country. As we see, nobody else has this. Although, when you change a country, it will actually change which is the white on red. So, for example, if I was Britain, Britain would now appear white on red because I'm playing as it. Well, no, red on white, sorry. Next of all, you can merge your troops together, for example, if it's like this. All you have to do is do this, and they will all merge together like this. You can disable this by turning auto merge off. See, for example, if we turn auto merge off and then try to merge them, it won't work, and they will stay as separate divisions. Now, using nothing but the tactics from our beginner tutorial, let's declare war on the United States. Obviously, with the power divide and also the fact that I'm using no advanced tactics, it's pretty obvious I'm gonna lose, even if the United States say I. The reason is, these tactics are garbage, and you should really learn better tactics when playing it. This is just to set you in the right direction. Also, if you have two separate units and they have auto merge off, you can just click it again to turn it back on, and they will automatically merge. Now, an AI country is most of the time easier to invade because they obviously they will not attack you. You can only, they will only fight back when you take their cities. Like, see, as soon as they liberate their own city over there, and also these guys over here, they will not continue pushing into your land, which makes them easier to pick off. Anyway, that does it for this tutorial. I'm now gonna shut up and you can just watch these stuff in action. You'll be pretty disappointed because, again, these are very beginner techniques and tactics. But anyway, I hope to see you in the next one.